Okay, so why would you choose online self-study to learn English? It doesn't sound like the first choice that you would make, but there are some real benefits to online self-study, particularly at an intermediate level. When you're beginning, you really need that correction and that feedback stages every step of the way. But once you get to the intermediate level, your basics are they're reasonable. They're not needing correction as frequently, and there are more tasks that you can do on your own. Yet to go from intermediate to the next level, upper intermediate or advanced, can be challenging. It can take time. And maybe you don't have a schedule that allows you to spend an hour in a class once a week with the consistency that you need in order to improve your English. So, this is where I see online self study being the most valuable option. And I have built my online self study course with that endpoint in mind. So, what are you going to get? You're going to get a guided process of 24 1 hour sessions that you can do at your time, at your level, at your pace, as many times as you want or need to get the value out of the sessions. You do them in order, out of order. I recommend in order because the tasks build on some of the previous ones. But if you find that one session is very simple, you've already mastered this topic, then you can skip it or you can fast forward it and move on to where the challenges are for you. This course is guided. You don't have to do anything. I've mapped it out for you. It's as though we're in a class together, only I'm there as a video. And by following this process, you will remove the blocks that you're experiencing in knowing how to improve from the intermediate to that next level, upper intermediate or even advanced. So some of the lessons are more challenging than others, and it does increase in difficulty, as all programs should, in order to really test you, challenge you, for you to see those improvements. But I think they're relatively engaging. These are all in a work context, so you're learning language that you are going to need in your career, and you can practice as many times as you like. So this sounds like something that might be a nice first step. Maybe you could take a course like this in order to give yourself some basics before starting to work in person with someone, me, someone else, group classes. You can maybe learn some basics, and then in a group class you can focus simply on just your speaking. You don't need to worry about some of the grammar points or the cultural aspects of the language. You can get the best value out of speaking. So let's take a look at the inside of the course so you've got a better idea of what I'm actually talking about. Okay, so let's take a sneak peek at the structure for the intermediate English in a business context for mining minerals industry professionals online self-study course. That's quite a mouthful. Okay, so before the course even begins, there are a series of videos, how to get the most out of this course, and then how to improve vocabulary, reading, listening. There are tips and recommended resources, everything I can think to give you to set you up for success as you go through this online course and after completing the course. So some of them are shorter than others. It depends on how many resources and certain tricks I have to share. The course itself is a series of 8 modules. Each of these modules are within a context. So the first one is about networking. So this is all about small talk, building relationships with trust. How do we use that language? And there are 3 units within this module. Each one is designed to be an hour's class. You'll see that some of the videos are shorter than others, and that just means that the amount of time extra to take it up to about 1 hour is the amount of material that you would work on your own in producing and continuing that journey. So if we have a look at the very first unit in the very first module, what do you do? So there will be a video. Here it is. If we go and have a look, I'm going through a guided activity. We're looking at a few tenses. There's some example materials. There's an audio and some questions to answer as we go through. The actual PDF, the presentation that I use can be downloaded as a PDF so that you can keep these as notes, your reference afterwards as well. You don't lose them. And then there are some quiz questions in order to double check that your understanding was correct. So these videos are interactive. I'm giving you tasks, giving you time in the video for you to complete the task, and I'm asking you questions. I hope you answer them out loud. I hope that's something that you're comfortable to do, because that's where you'll get the most value, to be honest. So there's no need to pause the video, restart. All of the time is included in the video, and at the end there's a task for you to continue, 10 minutes maybe, to complete the session. Okay, so if we go back to the actual course structure, you will, oh, we're not going to be able to do that. We'll just have a look here. So you've got, before we start, the modules: networking at a business event, finance and economics, how do we talk about budgets, etc., writing emails, and then we've got a technical English section here. We have 2 for presentations. They get a bit complicated. Delivery plus question and answer. Module 7 has writing letters, memos, and reports. And finally, a more complicated technical English 2 structure. At the end of each section are some additional activities for you to deep dive into those topics further if you would like. And they all escalate, increase in complexity to this pinnacle activity here. So this is an opinion piece, rare earth metals as clean as they say. By the time you come to record your presentation or your opinion and send it to me as an audio file, you will have learnt the language, the structure, the grammar, how you can give me your opinion on this topic, and I can give you my feedback. There's a written feedback activity here in Module 7, and there's a spoken feedback activity here in Technical English. It's not the only feedback opportunity. You will have one here, a written opportunity for feedback here in Module 3, and another spoken in Module 4, so that you get some support and guidance midway in the program as well. Okay, did that help to clarify a little bit more about the course? And does it sound like something that you may be interested in? So I talked about there being a number of benefits to this form of study. obviously time. Sometimes, uh, particularly in this industry, I certainly know firsthand, experienced it myself, schedules are not so well followed. You get called into work a lot, have to work after hours a lot. Are you on a rotating roster? All of those things can make getting to a committed schedule for learning really difficult or impossible. So online self-study is absolutely the best option in those instances. Um, Other times that it might be really beneficial is if you have a real problem with confidence, you can do some confidence building work before you work with someone face to face. I know that speaking in another language is terrifying. I am learning languages myself, and terrifying is a great word. Um, but also, if your internet access is not as stable, um, I'm in Cairo, I certainly understand the internet stability issues occasionally, not too often here, but they do happen. Um, these courses are great because you can come back and continue as much as you need. So that can overcome those difficulties. Cost. Cost is another benefit. The cost of these courses is significantly cheaper because it's not taking my time. If you have to pay for someone's time to sit with you and teach, things get a little bit more expensive. So cost. And I think lastly is the fact that you can repeat it as often as you need. So maybe you go to a class and there was lots happening in that class. You caught some of it. We only ever retain about 50% the first time we watch something, 70 to 80 the second. Some of the information is only captured on a third or fourth viewing or hearing experience. So if these points are challenging, you have the option to repeat them and get some of those learnings. You can go back to it. It's a lifetime access. So you can go back to it in 6 months, 12 months, whatever you want or need.